Hey guys, welcome back to Sewing Back. Brandy here. Here's Johnny. So it is Saturday, March 9th, and we are headed over to, we went, I think it was last year we did a video. We went to the community gardens in our area and in our county. It's one of the ones in our county. And today, even though it's been a rainy mess, the rain has subsided and they are having a plant swap. And I think it is one of the Parks and Rec, I'm not sure which one, I think it's Ackworth, but I'm not sure, are going to be there with the Arbor Day Society, and they're giving out some free saplings. They're giving out pin oaks, red maples, and dogwoods. We already have 2 dogwoods on our property, one which we got from the Arbor Day Society several years back, and one I purchased a few years ago. I think when we got all our fruit trees or whatever. But so we don't really need another dogwood, but I'm hoping that I can get either one of the pin oaks, and then John can get a red maple, or vice versa. That's what I'm hoping for, to put out on that back lot property, side property areas, because we're wanting to kind of make part of it's for privacy, to give us privacy into our property, but also kind of like a little wind blind and stuff that, would go around where we took out all the trees that were rotten and stuff. So we're hoping to get that and see what other kind of plants they have. We brought a few figs to swap, and I brought some of my plant starts that we did together, and I've already potted them up. They're doing great, and so I thought I would share with what I have. So that's what we're going. So we will show you a little bit what we can, and we'll see what we get. Hey guys, welcome back to my garden. So this is later in the day. We went to the plant swap, and I did score the pin oak. We got one pin oak, and we got one red maple. Now they are just like the root, the little bare root. So I'm gonna pot those up probably tomorrow. And we got a few other little plants, like a climbing rose bush, but nobody knew anything about it. So I picked it up, and I'm trying to think of what else. We got some lilies. They're just like she said they were burgundy daylilies, and I feel like there was something else that we got. I think I got a house plant, like just a clipping. And then I picked up a few seeds, a couple of tomatoes, because they also had seeds. And so I picked up, and I think these were open before, but they have some seeds in them. But I got some Jubilee tomatoes. If you've never grown these are really tasty. And I'm trying to look and see what else I got. This was a new company I've never heard of, Renee's Garden. I don't know if any of you have. But this one is an Italian heirloom tomato, a Costaluta Genovese. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering it. Sorry if you're Italian. I'm sorry I butchered that, because I'm sure it looks like a beautiful name. I just didn't say it very beautiful. I got that, and then there was another one by the same Renee's Garden, and this one is Aroma Sauce Tomato Pompeii. And this one says it's a F1, and this little seed pack is a little nifty. It has like a little book. It tells you stuff. I'm gonna have to look this seed pack up, so, because I haven't seen this one before. So anyway, so I picked those up, and I don't know if I picked up a pepper. I don't think I picked up a pepper one. I think John picked up a lettuce one or something. He's thinking about trying to do hydroponically. We've done that before a couple years back in our garage. So, but so it was a good experience. It wasn't huge. It had been a nasty. It had just poured. Everything's waterlogged. So I don't think they had the turnout they thought they would, but I'm so glad that we went. We gave away some of our fig cuttings that we've rooted into new fig plants and shared those. And John actually made a connection with someone who has some rare figs he doesn't have that doesn't live far from us. So that was kind of cool. It's neat if you get a chance to do any of the seed swaps or plant swaps. And if you have a local community garden, that's a great place to look. Also, family owned nurseries and stuff, sometimes they have stuff. And we'll do meetups and things like that. So, anyway, we're in the garden because it is time to start my peppers and to start my tomatoes. And this year, I am kind of scaling back a little bit um, on all the peppers and all the tomatoes. I'm not going to do so many of each variety. Right now, I'm planning on doing 3 plants of each tomato variety that I have today. And I'm going to do 6 plants of cayenne hot peppers and 6 of the wax peppers. We really like banana. They're like a banana pepper. But these are hot ones. What I found is that when we pickled the peppers, that the hot ones, they were just really good. And so I want to grow more of those. I only grew one last year and it was a mistake because got mixed in with, I must have crossed with the sweet peppers because I had only done sweet. Um, but that ended up being one of the favorite pepper plants once we figured out which one it was. And then I had picked up in one of my seed hauls, let's see, this one, which was a burpee. It's called a sweet pepper crispy hybrid. So I wanted to give this one a try. And then my favorite pepper is the giant, or it's called the Emerald Giant bell pepper. It is a huge green bell pepper. I love these, and these are from my seeds that I saved. So those are going to be the peppers that I plant. I couldn't find my jalapeno peppers. I thought I bought some. If not, I'll have to get one because I do want to plant jalapenos. We like to ferment jalapeno peppers. So that one I'll have to get on. So because I couldn't find it in my seeds. As far as tomatoes goes, so I'm going to have 3 plants of the San Marzano. I'm going to do the Roma one I talked about. I'm going to do 3 plants of that. 3 plants of the Sweeties, because one of the things that I found, these make amazing pizza sauce, but they are prolific and they will produce until first frost, depending on what that is. And in Georgia, technically I think it's October 31st, but we've had years where we didn't get a first frost till almost December, so you never know. But prolific, and I really scaled it back on my cherry tomatoes last year, and we still, oh my word, we had so many cherry tomatoes. And then this one was one I picked up. This is a hybrid. It's a sweet aroma. This is like a paste. So there'll be 12 in total, but there's going to be 3 of each variety of those. Then I'm going to do the Jubilee, the only tomato plant I know I don't have that I need to get. I've got to find some Lemon Boy seeds. If I can't find the seeds, I'll just buy some Lemon Boy plant starts because that's John's favorite. And I don't seed save those because they're a hybrid and they won't necessarily be true to seed. I think if I save them, so I haven't done that. And usually I just get more seed or I'll buy a couple of plants of it because they're prolific and go like crazy. We have Burpee's Long Keeper. This one supposedly is one that you can pick and it will store for a good little bit. And then the last set that I'm going to do This is my favorite tomato of all time. It is the Mortgage Lifter. This one is Old Virginia. I've been wanting to grow this one, and I just ran out of time last year by the time I got the seed when we went to North Carolina, so I've saved it. So we're going to do this one. And then Brandywine Red. We'll see. Let's see. We're going to do 3 of each of these, and then of course the one I butchered. So I hope there's 3 plants of this one. It looks like it. So we're going to get these planted up, and then so with tomatoes and peppers, to get them to germinate, you have to start them inside. You don't direct sow these, and they need a heat mat, and so you've got to have them on a heat mat. They don't have to, I don't believe they need light. Yeah, I have my cheat sheet. They don't need light to germinate. They'll need light once they have germinated. But they do need a heat mat to warm up the soil. It says that most of the tomatoes are going to germinate within 6 to 10 days. My peppers, I didn't bring out my pepper cheat sheet, but I think it's closer to like 7 to 16 days, something like that. They can take a little bit longer, and they want the soil to be pretty warm. So I am going to start, I've got my handy dandy tool, and I'm going to get these seeds in so we can get our plants in and get them on the heat mat and get them going. I am using more of my Temu starter sets. I love these. I love these. Once they get bigger, you just up pot them, and I don't think I have any of my little pots out here that I like to do. They're like 2.5 by 5, and those were some of the plants I took today that I shared, which were my brassicas and stuff, and some of those are getting pretty close to being ready to be planted out. I already have some. I have one bed here, which has this is broccoli, that is cauliflower, and celery. And these are starts I bought because I didn't have any cauliflower seeds when I started seeds. Broccoli I wanted to stagger, and I didn't have any celery seeds either. So I went ahead and picked those up when I was at Walmart. They had just put them out, and they're doing really well in that bed. So I'll kind of have a jump on that one. But I need to get some compost in this other bed, and then this will probably be the bed that I put all the brassicas in, because they have the hoops, and we have the bug netting, which we will need going into spring so that they don't eat my vegetation. So let's get to planting our tomatoes. And again, when you're planting, your depth is like 1/4 of an inch. It's a very small amount because tomato seeds and pepper seeds are very small. So it's about the size of the seed is kind of the rule of thumb. So I'm going to get that done. So guys, I only had 2 trays left. It was too dark for me to do it, to get my tomatoes planted outside. So I brought them in, and I did it in the garage. I have them on my heat mat. As you can see, there's my little onions. That's my aloe plant I brought back from the dead. This is my salad bowl mix. These need to get potted up because they need nutrients. You can see I have all of the tomatoes and peppers. I've got my little domes on them. They're on the heat mat. I do have lights on. It won't hurt them. They don't have to have the lights. And if you notice, my lights are raised up because these are all my brassicas. Can you see how tall? You can see how I've up potted those. And these will go out soon. And then once these need the lights lowered so they don't get leggy, these will be outside planted and out of my way so that I can lower my lights and have space for these when I need to pot all of these plants up. So this is my little growing station in my garage. It's just like some, I don't know if those are Walmart or Home Depot lights, but I do have a Haas mat, heat mat. That's my favorite one, and I think it's a jump start thermometer thermostat that we have. So, and John has them on like little pulleys. We have a little fan blowing on them that helps make your plant stronger, and it helps prevent mold. Sorry. And so yeah, so you can see those little pulleys. We can raise and lower the lights as needed. So, but if your plants are touching the lights, it will burn them. So, so anyway, thank you for coming along with us today as we went to the plant swap, scored some trees. I will probably show some more of that tomorrow when I have light. I can kind of show you what the bare root looks like in case you don't know. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. It is the next day. It is a glorious day here in Kennesaw, Georgia. It's a little breezy. I think it's around 63 degrees right now. Full sun. Yay. But we are in threat of having a possible frost tonight. I checked several weather apps, and all the ones for our area say closer to 35-ish degrees tonight, but we're still in that watch area where it could drop down to 32. Now, sorry, I was watering a little bit. I do not have anything in my garden that is frost tender. So, like my peas that are coming up, my brassicas and stuff over here, they're all fine. So I don't have to really worry about anything, because anything that could be harmed by that is in my garage on heat mats, getting ready to germinate. I showed you that last night when I finished out my tomato seeds. We do have some peach trees and our apricot tree that still has some blossoms on it, but it kind of has blossomed out. There's still, one of them may produce this year. We'll just have to see. Our apple trees are just starting to wake up, so I'm not worried. If this is when it's going to happen, this was the good time for it to happen. So, but the main reason I'm out here is I wanted to show you. I told you because I ran out of light yesterday when we went to the swap. I did score. These are bare roots. This is a pin oak, so this is a hard oak tree. But I'm not gonna plant this bare root out here in my field in the soil, because one, the deer will destroy it, and two, I want to give it some time to mature. These are not fast growers. I think this thing will grow. It may double. I don't even know if it would double. I think it's about a foot a year. So these are a slower grower, but then once they're established, they will be big, beautiful trees, and it's a hardwood tree. So that is a great thing to replace when what we ended up taking out because they were rotten. They had lived their lifespan. Most of these were, we had an arborist, we had two different arborists who came out. Most of them dated the sweet gums that were rotten from the inside out. Some of them were around the Civil War time. So, and so they said they typically are about 75 years. And like I said, these had holes so big that at the time, my 24-year-old could climb down in it and was chest high in it. So huge holes, and they were falling. And so anyway, that had to be taken care of. So some of the things, we have definitely replaced trees. We have replaced with fruit trees and fruit bearing trees that are native to our area. We have done 2 Asian varieties, which was my persimmon, my Fuyu persimmon tree. And we also did an Asian pear. with our other two regular pear trees. The thing about Asian pears is you got to eat them. You can't really preserve them. So I guess maybe you could make juice. Maybe you could preserve them that way. I don't know. But I only wanted one. You only need one. They are self-fertile. So that's all I bought of those. And the other two I have are a Bosch, and I can't remember the other one. It has a D in front of it, and I just can't place the other part. But they need each other to pollinate one another, and that's all the pears I got because that's plenty. They're full size trees. They're not semi dwarf or dwarf, so that's enough. And then so we put those out. The only nut tree I put out was an almond tree, which is it's still doing well. It's actually just started. It had a few little blossoms on it, and pretty much everything else are peaches, apples, plums, muscadines. We do have two pawpaw trees that are still in pots that we need to plant in the understory of some of the trees, and I haven't decided yet where I want to put those because I want to make sure I have them in a place where the deer can't get them. So I just took this. This has got some good potting soil in here. It doesn't really have clay in it, which I live in Georgia, so we have red clay. That's our big growing medium. But this can do well in that. And like I said, it's called a pin oak, but it's also called a swamp oak. It can do okay in water, depending on your soil and stuff. So it's pretty versatile. And so I just took this old pot that we had kept, and John put me some soil in it. And so all I'm going to do is make a way to get this in here just to give it, because I don't even know if I will plant this year. I probably have too much soil. Hold on. All right. I'm going to pour some of the soil out into this other container. This is just a grow bag. So as you can see, it's probably about a third of the way full, and then I want to kind of give it so it can kind of sit like that. And now I'm just going to backfill with the dirt. Well, not dirt, it's soil. Dirt is dead, soil is alive. And so this is back here, and this will keep the deer away from it. My plan, I may put it in between one of my beds back there so that I know it's getting good water this year. And we'll let it grow some before we plant it out on the property. So that's what you would do with your bare roots. I will give this a little bit of water because it's pretty dry, but let's go ahead and plant our other one. So he got me this little plant here. I'm going to dump a good bit of the soil. So I have about a third of it. Now this one, of course, is a lot smaller. And these are honestly smaller trees than the pin oak. The oak trees get huge. So I've got both of these potted up now. And like I said, I'm going to get some water for them so that I can water them in. And these little beauties, I got to figure out where I want to put them. I don't know. I'll find a place for these. Because I don't want them to dry out. They're still pretty moist. But these are pretty hardy. You can just stick them in a planter, or you can put them on a fence or in a walkway, you know, depending on how you want to do it. And these you can split in the years to come and just keep on and on and on. So really, once you get a few of these, you don't need to buy anymore. So that's all I have for you today. I hope, well, today and yesterday, I hope that you are getting ready for your garden season. Where are you gardening at? What growing zone are you? I used to be considered 7B. We're now 8A when they did the update. And just know that that kind of has more to do with your perennials. Not so much your annuals. But when is your last frost day? Are you starting seeds? Have you been to your local nursery or big box stores and seen the prices of plant starts? It's a lot cheaper to start your own seeds, and it's not hard to do. You can do it relatively inexpensively, and if you kind of make an investment, like you get a little heat mat off of Amazon, and they had full-on kits that were reasonable at Walmart, then you'll have a little setup and you won't have to do that again. Some things you can direct sow, like I said, tomatoes and peppers, they do need a heat mat. They do need to be started indoors. They're not a plant to direct sow. But that's not to say that you won't, if you've planted them in years past, that you won't have some that volunteer. I will just say the ones that volunteer, sometimes they taste good and sometimes they don't. So I will tell you though, I told you that I got a few plant starts over here because I'm trying to do some staggered planting. I got those. There were 6 packs at Walmart, and essentially I paid $5 a pack, so I was paying a little under $1 a plant. And these were really healthy. They were Bonnie plants, and so that's what I put in there. And so I made, to me, I can't buy a head of broccoli for $1. So I felt like that was worth going ahead and doing, and having some come in before the ones I started will go out. Also, I did not have celery to start, and I also did not have cauliflower. So I'm excited, and I hope that those will do well, and that we will get some vegetables off of it before it gets too hot here. So otherwise they'll bolt, or that with the bug netting, I can keep any pest away from the food so that we get to eat the food, not the pest. So it's always a little tricky here in the South for spring, but I'm ahead of the game. I can't believe I just said that. Have felt so stressed about getting all this stuff done. But I am ahead of the game. I looked at my paperwork last year, and I am ahead by a good 2 weeks, and I'm good with that. I'm thankful for that. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you have a wonderful, what's left of your weekend or week whenever you see this. I thank you for being here. If you found value in this, we always appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to continue to see our garden progress, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you feel like our content is valuable, and you know someone who might enjoy it, please share the channel. That helps us, and we always appreciate that. And I guess the last thing I want to ask you, a call to action, is what are your favorite tomatoes and peppers? Which ones do you have to have in your garden, whether you're growing from seed or you're going to your local nursery to buy? Which ones do you find taste really good, or that you like to use in your cooking, and so forth? I'm interested. I told y'all I still have to get some jalapeno peppers. There is one other pepper I really want to get. I hear so many people talk about the Sugar Rush pepper. I know it's a really hot one, but that is one I would like to try one day too. So let me know what you think, and I can't wait to hear about it. So I will see you next time. Bye.